ممتاز. يلا يا عم.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ali Abdelkader, and this is my story with judgment. A fragile glass, my experience with judgment. Everything started in elementary school. I was such a happy kid, full of life. I loved everything and everyone. I loved cats, people. I loved life. And then I transferred into a new school. A new school, new life, yay! Till it wasn't. I was known in my school to be such a smart kid. I always took the highest marks in English class. Everyone saw that my mind was full of English words, that my mind was a dictionary full of English words. But some of my classmates, out of jealousy, thought that a word was missing. A phrase was missing. And this phrase was, too good is not good. One of my friends came out to me and said, Uda, who do you think you are? Like seriously, do you think you're better than us? Oh, you're gonna cry? Just die. I got into middle school and I said to myself, Uda, this time you will fit in. I talked like they talked, I walked like they walked, and I laughed when they laughed, and I also cried, but when they did not cry, because it was tiring. This endless show of pretending was so tiring. One friend came up to me and said, Uda, I know it's really hard and I know that people are really mean to you, but just be strong, no one cares, really. I'm sorry, but you remind me of a glass, a fragile glass that could be broken by any word. COVID-19 hits, everyone was scared of death, life-changing, death-changing, but I was afraid of staying alone in my room. I was afraid of the dark, but I had no choice but to stay in the dark. So one day, I stayed in my room and I closed my eyes. I imagined a theater, a dark theater, where the seats were empty. I closed my eyes and I asked myself, Ulia, who are you? Who on earth are you? And why? Why do you keep acting? Why do you keep acting? I answered these questions honestly, and they were life-changing. I got into high school, and the same friend who compared me to a glass came up to me and said, Ulla, everyone changed after COVID-19, but you still look so fragile, you still look like you could be shattered by any word. But this time, I stood in front of her, and I told her a poem. I pulled out my favorite poem because I had it always in my pocket. This paper has been with me from high school. And I read the poem, The Man in the Arena. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of the deeds could have done them better. Because it belongs to the man who is better, who's actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood. So to anyone, this is the arena. So to anyone who has misjudged before, who was told that feeling things too deeply is something that should be fixed, replaced, and changed and subtracted. Just remember that feeling things means that you're living, that the only thing that could not feel is the heart of the dead. Thank you for